Firehawk. Born at Indy, driven everywhere.
When cars raced at an awesome 5 miles per hour, Mobil Oil was there. When a race car broke 100, Mobil was in it. Mobil was in the winner of the first race across America. And since then, Mobil has been in more Indy 500 winners than any other oil in the history of Indy. So if you think that all oils are alike, think about something. At Mobil, we've been changing oil for over 125 years.
ABC Monday. Meet the X-ray doctor who can diagnose anyone by just looking at them. See if he's for real. When he's put to the test, an all-new special ABC Monday. Tuesday on an all-new Blue.
This is it.
The moment you've been waiting for.
Sylvia, where are you going?
The delivery room.
The heartwarming episode that will move you to tears.
It's a boy.
An emotional hour you'll never forget.
Get in, pal.
All new NYPD Blue. ABC Tuesday. Viewer discretion advised.
The Men's Shoe Warehouse is now open to the public 3 days a week, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, where you'll find the biggest brand name shoes carried by department stores, but at warehouse prices. We've got the largest selection in men's shoes you've ever seen. Designer snakeskin, $55. Wide widths, $55. Dress shoes, $49. We have sandals and lots more. Check out our variety of shoes for as low as $29. Men's Shoe Warehouse Outlet, 99 Millbar Boulevard, 1 block south of Adventureland in Farmingdale, Long Island.
Start this season in the comfort and security of a new Jimmy. And to make you feel even more secure, you'll receive 6 months worth of quality Exxon gasoline with its most advanced clean engine formula ever. Just buy or lease any new Jimmy before April 28th. And when you top it off with 6 months worth of Exxon gasoline, you'll agree this is the event of the season. But hurry, because like all seasons, this offer must end. Now lease for $2.99 a month and $13.99 down with a $500 lease loyalty deductible.
Consultants to the stars with top tips for the ultimate wedding, Monday at 5.
Still under yellow at Nazareth. In the month of May, unlike in past years, the drivers in this series will head to Michigan for the US 500. ABC gears up for the greatest spectacle in racing, the Indy 500, featuring the drivers and cars of the Indy Racing League. Our coverage of the Indianapolis 500 time trials begins May 11th. And on Sunday, May 26th, you'll see the race live here on ABC Sports. Well, now we've got some good news for you. Mac Johnson appears to be in pretty good shape. Just a few moments ago, they look at that. How's that for a spare little thumbs up?
Sure smiling a lot after being hit.
Hopefully he only gets away with a little scrape on his knee, but that is a very scary moment. Now, let's think about that first round of pit stops as we watch Al Unser Jr. coming down into the pits again. We said the pits are absolutely critical to you. You saw Paul Tracy come in, have all that trouble. You saw Michael Andretti come in and stall the engine, and yet because of the problems Tracy had, Michael Andretti comes out as the leader of the race. Let's go to Jack.
Well, Jim Hall, you were on the radio with Gilles Deferre. He has brought his car in. He's coming over here shortly. But what did he say to you?
Well, he and Fernandez got together on the pit exit. It collapsed one of the front suspension on the car, so I think we're out of it. But it's a shame because we were going pretty good. We had a little better setup today, and he'd worked his way from 17th to 10th and was doing a good job on the track. And I think the pit strategy was good, so we were in there. But
you've been around this game a long time, but it looks like you guys just can't cut a break this year.
Well, we've had a few bad breaks this year, but we'll get our turn.
Well, let's get Gilles in here. He just got out of the car, and this is not the way we wanted to talk to you, Gilles. But what happened on the exit of pit road?
I was getting out of the pits and, you know, just changing up to second gear in the exit of pits. And Fernandez, I don't know, he tried to get by me before the blending line when the track really narrows up, hit my side, and my car went up in the air and hit the wall. I mean, it's a really silly incident, really.
But, Paul, you can show better than I where the blend line is, but it's awfully narrow coming out of pit road as well.
Well, it doesn't make a lot of sense that you try to get past somebody before or at. You wouldn't want that close a call. We're back to green flag racing. 127 laps of 200 complete. We saw Al Unser Jr. duck in and out of the pits as we ride with the leader, Michael Andretti. Is he going all the way, do you think?
Yes, he is, Paul. In fact, that's what I was going to mention is that little Al, Penske brought him in. Penske called his car. and he's going for a gamble. He lost a little bit of time going into the pit. Most importantly, we know that he can go all the way. Roger is gambling. Some of the other cars don't. Now, that's what he's famous for, being able to outfigure a lot of them.
Other side of that gamble is that Michael Andretti, we're assuming, is saying, hey, we're going to have another yellow before the end of this race, and so they decided not to top up at the last second. Michael's teammate, Christian Fittipaldi, as we watch Little Al, Michael's teammate came into the pits, unscheduled stop, obviously, and rolled right back out again. So it's Michael Andretti, Al Unser Jr., Fittipaldi, Greg Moore, Bobby Rahal. That's the top 5.
You know, the way you see different pit strategies and planning going on, you know these car owners are never talking to each other, but every car owner, for example, what Penske did with Little Al is done with every other car owner watching them. So whatever he does, they'll change their plans sometimes, or whatever they might do. For example, Michael Andretti, who's leading the race, caused Penske to change his plans.
IndyCar officials reporting a record crowd here today. And take a look, Emerson Fittipaldi makes a move down inside of Al Unser Jr. And Emerson grabs second place back. But Al, if he's going to go all the way, that's fine, isn't it?
Well, not really, because it could be like you said, Paul. If there's a yellow flag, it's going to throw all this planning right out the door.
Jackaroo?
Well, Paul, this is the first deal down, face up. Roger Penske says in the gamble, we're going to try and go the rest of the distance. That's one reason why Emerson Fittipaldi could pass Al Unser Jr. so easily. They're going to have to conserve some fuel for a short period of time before they can release the bridle on Al Jr. Roger Penske would not speak to us, very stoic, and I'll tell you what, you look at that man, he's focused in on trying to win at this, his very own track.
Yeah, I was going to say, stoic or determined. That was a stop-and-go penalty for Christian Fittipaldi for passing the pace car under yellow. And so at the front, Michael has 9 seconds over second place now, Emerson Fittipaldi.
Right there you see Little Al and Tracy right behind him. Remember, Paul Tracy is down 2 laps, so it's not a factor to Little Al.
Emerson Fittipaldi, you get a glimpse of him there working his way through traffic now. Traffic stretched all the way around the circuit. Let's go on board Scott Pruitt. Scott sits back. Bottom half of the top 10 in 8th place.
That's coming out of what we call turn 1 down the back straightaway, downhill into turn 2, another short straightaway. That's why they back off quite a bit. This is the sharp turn right in front of us, right to the left here. Got to really do that one right. That's a tough one. They back out just ever so little, but not much. Down into turn 1 again. Now coming, accelerating down the back straightaway. This is the only place on the track that they get any relaxation, and you can see it's only 2 or 3 seconds.
Well, if you're wondering what maybe some of the teams are thinking, Carl Haas, who is an avid reader, read about anything you put in front of him, may have read the history of this race just last year, which tied the record for the most yellows at 5. Only had 2 today. So the prediction might be with 138 laps complete, there will be another. It works out for Michael. If there isn't, it doesn't work out very well at all.
Well, that's for sure, but that's the neat thing about this track. Pit stops are more important here than almost any track, or it would at least equal some of the most important tracks I've ever seen. Makes all the difference in the world on the pits.
On board Robbie Gordon, he's 11th, but Al Unser Jr. is sitting up just behind him. Jackaroo?
Well, remember when we had our customary meeting with the kart officials this morning? They told us that the Nazareth Speedway was a traditional mile. What they were saying was, is a mile ain't a mile in Nazareth, Pennsylvania. But actually, this is shorter than a mile. But all the teams were allocated enough fuel to go 200 miles on a 1-mile racetrack. So when you extrapolate that out, a call by Roger Penske, who knows certainly better than anybody else that this is shorter than a mile, to come in a little bit early and try and stretch the fuel mileage, maybe he's got enough fuel on board.
Well, you bring up a really great factor there as well. It's their home track, Penske Racing. And if anybody knows how far they're going to get on this track and what nuances it has, it certainly would be Penske.
Well, I think I did some calculating of my own here. And I've calculated that Little Al has more than enough. He can run wide open all the way, run as hard as he wants. Fuel won't be a problem. His problem, if he has one, should be in tires. He doesn't want to wear out his tires, or Little Al's smart enough to make sure he's got enough tires to last to race, because that's when the race normally happens here.
Well, Gary, what's the story for Michael Andretti's pit?
Not quite as positive in the Newman Haas pit, Paul. He made his stop, Michael Andretti, on lap 117. That means he'd have to go, 83 laps to make it to the end. Well, if you stay green and you're running flat out, normally the max is right around 72 to 75 laps. So they're kind of crossing their fingers, wondering if they'll get some more yellow that would aid them, or if, in fact, if they don't, if he'll have to make a late splash and go.
Now, he could also save fuel by slowing down, but Penske is not going to let him slow down. He's going to keep Little Al pressuring him, which makes Michael use more fuel. We know at least that Little Al has more fuel and can go further than Michael can.
So Michael Andretti, question marks on his car. What is the Penske strategy? Typical mile run here, and it's terrific. IndyCar says we've got another record crowd here today. Michael in traffic and had to back out of it a little bit there as he came across the line and Herta came over. So Michael Andretti, will he be able to hold on to this lead and take it all the way to the 200th mile at the Bosch Spark Plug Grand Prix?
With new spark plugs, you get improved performance for a while. But only Bosch Platinum has a pure platinum center electrode that's heat fused. So Bosch Platinum reaches its self-cleaning temperature faster for full engine power and improved fuel efficiency over a longer performance life. Which means you'll replace a lot of other things before you change your Bosch Platinums. Bosch Platinum, the ultimate spark plug.
First, Goodyear revolutionized wet traction design with AquaTread. Now, Goodyear introduces new InfiniTread, the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. High tensile steel belts and space-age molecular compounds make InfiniTread so durable, its tread is guaranteed for as long as you own your car. New all-season Goodyear InfiniTread for traction, for tread life, for as long as you own your car. New Goodyear InfiniTread, the first tire with a lifetime tread life warranty. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR for a location near you.
Maybe it's because their frames are welded instead of bolted. Or because their decks are stamped from a single piece of steel. Or maybe it's the fact that they have the highest resale value in the industry.
Oh, hey, I always wanted one of these. Thanks.
But the truth is, when people are asked what kind of lawn tractor they'd like as a gift,
Happy birthday, Dad.
most say the same thing.
Christian Fittipaldi and the Budweiser IndyCar. Hot enough for you?
35 years of thrilling victories, 35 years of agonizing defeats. Relive it all in a Wide World Anniversary special presented by Cigna, next on ABC.
The Bosch Spark Plug Grand Prix. Brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? Budweiser.